Star Report. I'm your host, Star. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Early brunch edition. Okay, it's Friday. I want to talk about this video that has picked up a lot of traction. And for those of you who saw the little boy somewhere in the Nashville, Tennessee area, there's a part two. Let's be very sensitive because here's the thing. That little boy who, was eating pizza, the family had a pizza party after he stopped by, rang the doorbell, very politely asked for some barbecue leftovers. At first he asked if they were grilling. To me, it looks like they are still exploiting the boy. That's a lawsuit. I don't even know if I want to play the video. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you post a video from your Ring Cam online of a porch pirate stealing your package, that porch pirate can then sue you. I've seen these types of stories over the last couple of years because the whole porch pirate thing has picked up traction. People think it's funny. Ha, 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 hee, hee, hee. Porch pirates firing back, filing lawsuits. You hurt my feelings, my integrity, and I can't get a job now. You've exploited me. So I want to talk about this young boy, a minor. He's going to say his name in the video. I don't want to repeat his name. Somewhere in Nashville. Yes, somewhere. Good morning in the live chat. How you guys doing? Somewhere in Nashville, Tennessee. The mother, we see her picture now, right? She's taking pictures with the boy, skinning and grinning. I don't see the father. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe the father, somebody got in his ear and said, hey, whoa, that could be a legal matter. Unless you tell me different. I have not seen the father. Again, at the pizza party, after the whole, situation where they gave him, guys, was it 2 bags of Cheeto Puffs? Where are my notes? Sent him on his way with 2 bags of Cheeto Puffs. There's a lot to unpack here. First, let me say, please don't start that hypocrite nonsense. Oh, I don't like to see a child hungry. Cut it out. Most of you would not have given that boy anything, including me. I have gripped up on the water boys down there in the Atlanta metro area. I keep it real. Grip up. Back away from the car. Get back. Got nothing for you. Certain cultures are like cats. You feed them once, they come back. You feed them once, they come back. With regards to where this is now legally, I don't know. Has it been resolved? Has this matter been, smoothed out? I don't like the fact that the mother is, again, taking pictures with the little boy. I think that the whole situation backfired on the mother and the husband or boyfriend, whoever he is. Yes, no? Why would she put the video from the Ring Cam on social media? Well, if you ask me, she was clout chasing. She may have even been trying to say, oh, look, y'all, these kids is something else. But then the people started getting at her in the comments. You should have fed him. You should have gave him a hot dog. You should have made him a sandwich. Again, all that hypocrite nonsense. You see, this is where the reality of do you live in a neighborhood or a community comes in. There is a difference. You can live in a neighborhood or a community or in the inner city area, but that was clearly some type of neighborhood. Communities have guidelines, rules. More than likely an HOA, homeowners association. Usually there's a access key to get in. There's a gate. I live in a community like many of you. We have to punch in a code. So soliciting, don't do that here. Don't knock on my door and stick a card because you're doing the roof, 2 houses down, or you're a landscaper. In fact, I told on somebody last year. I'm in the goddamn driveway, just working on the front lawn. Not that I have to, because I don't want to do landscaping at my age. Some white guy, he was driving by, got out of his truck. Hey, I'm so and so. And I looked at him. I said, well, my name is Albert. How can I help you? Oh no, just want to give you my card. And I said, well, there's no soliciting here, right? Oh no, I'm sorry. I took his card, and sure enough, like the true rat that I am, I told the guy, I'm not gonna say his name, the guy who rides around on the golf cart, who's the community manager. I said, hey, this guy here was soliciting me. That's a community. So the little boy, was that a neighborhood where he did that? Again, I'm not going to say where, because, on the outside, they should have fed him. That sounds hot. Some kids, you have to, keep your eye on them, or you have to ask them, well, what's your name? Who are your parents? The situation I had here a couple of months ago. I'm not going to say that little white boy's name, ringing my ring cam, wanting to pick up the goddamn, the pine cones. I told him, I said, well, I got a landscaper for that young man. He seemed persistent. Oh, just, me and my brother, we want to use the pine cones for a bonfire. I said, oh, okay. Now, I knew I was filming him on my ring cam, so I want to make sure I got his face, right in that goddamn ring cam. I said, well, I tell you what. I'll give you $10. Whatever $10, will buy. Work-wise, you can have $10. Long story short, I found out who his mother is. His mother and I spoke. So, again, community versus neighborhood. I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to clown the young boy. I'm not going to do that. His intentions may have been sincere, genuine. He looked like he misses no meals. Can I get an amen in the live chat? Don't say his name. He looks like he misses no meals. So was he really hungry? Or was he, lining people up? I used to line people up. I've told you this. Middle school, I used to go to another town. I used to put on my goddamn Junior Raiders football uniform, and I used to have a mason jar. And I would only go to the wealthy areas. Ring the doorbell, somebody would come out. Hi, I'm Sean. I would pick a different name every week. I'm Chris. I'm Alex. I'm collecting for Junior Raiders football. We're trying to get brand new uniforms. So, game recognizes game, but maybe the kid was hungry, okay? All right, showrunner, we're going to talk about Naomi Osaka's black tennis party. Naomi Osaka, the tennis player, you may or may not know of her. She had a mental health breakdown or something a couple of years ago. I don't keep up with her, and I kind of lost interest in tennis over the years, but I want to know what you think. We've got 2 videos to play about her black tennis party in France. Is it divisive in 2026 to do that? I don't know. If you say it's divisive, well, then, maybe BET should be dismantled, yes? Black Entertainment Television, maybe that should be dissolved. Actor Morgan Freeman has always said that he doesn't celebrate Black History Month. Why celebrate 1 month? Why not make Black History Month, all year round, just like regular history? It could be complicated. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a clear-cut, clear-cut thing about Naomi Osaka trying to tap into her black girl magic or something. Black girl magic, yes, no? Is that still a thing, black girl magic? Is that divisive? And you can't say, well, if white people said white girl magic or whites only, well, they have for many, many decades, centuries, if you will, in this country, and they don't have to. Certain things are just understood, right? So they don't have to say, well, it's whites only. You kind of know the vibes without them saying it. Gangs of love, good to see you, sir. Might you want to call in after I play the video if you're available? Okay. All right, let's get down to business here. I'm going to play the video. The young man somewhere in the Tennessee area. Where's the video file at? Nashville. Be very, very sensitive, okay?
I ain't trying to be rude though, but you still grilling?
Nah, we done now.
Oh, y'all just finished today?
Yeah.
Y'all got some leftovers?
Nah, we ain't ate yet.
Oh, it's almost done.
What you need, man?
I'm trying to get some food. I saw y'all grill up. I was like, y'all grilling?
Do you live up the street?
Yeah.
Okay, well, next time we grill, I'll make sure to get something extra for you, okay?
Okay.
Okay, what's your name?
Jacquez.
Jacquez. I'm Miss Ariel.
Ari. My sister's name is Ari.
Jacquez, do you like, it's not grilling, but do you like Cheeto Puffs?
Yeah.
You like Cheetos? Okay.
Okay.
Here you go, bud.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day, okay?
I got
Okay.
you next time, man.
Okay.
I got you next time, man.
Stop right there. They gave him 2 bags of Cheeto Puffs. 2 bags. And he went on his merry way. I don't want to play this video more than once. I think that's it. Hold on a second. Gangs of Love got your donation on the screen. Thank you so much. What do you think? Phone lines are open if you feel like talking, or you can, send in a comment via Cash App. We're still using Streamlabs as well for those who, don't have Cash App, and PayPal as well. Early edition, so you have to watch the language. I don't want to talk to people cursing and profanity first thing in the morning. I'm just letting you know right now. Hi, Lydia. Nice to see you. Good morning to you as well. Yes, I'm sipping hot coffee, and I'm just, talking about this particular video. Jesus Rivera. Hold on a second, that man Spence Scroller. You can't be feeding stranger kids like that. You don't know if they have allergies or anything like that. Facts. Yeah. Kids out there playing, touching all sorts of, things. You bring them into the house, you give them a plate of food, and they sweating and wiping their hands on the couch or something like that. Thank you for your donation, Jesus. Okay, that's a very interesting comment. Someone says, what about trick or treat? Where I live, and I'm not trying to act all, bougie, even though I am bougie, where I live, they don't allow the kids, the very few kids that they have. Most of the people where I live are retired. This is a community, again, for older people. When people's grandkids or whatever, great-grandkids come around trick or treat, I have seen that they put up signs that say, candy will be given out at the cul-de-sac. They don't let kids go door to door. Can't go door to door, disturbing people, or even they don't want to deal with that. Anybody want to call in and talk about their community and or neighborhood? Phone lines are open. Let me see if Deeds is around. Deeds, if you have the time, or can anyone let me know, porch pirates. Porch pirates have been known to sue people. So I'm not trying to, again, line up the parents who gave him the 2 Cheeto Puffs, but I think that the video that they posted online backfired on them. Kid, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A little white boy out here, you know, I don't even want to keep saying his name. You know, I see him from time to time. After speaking to his mother, she said that they're just here temporarily because they're looking for another place. I said, oh, okay. I'm catching every word, every syllable she's saying because to me, he's like Dennis the Menace. Goonie goo goo goom. No, sir. The speed limit where I live is 20 miles per hour. 20 miles per hour. Sir. You get caught doing any more than 20, goddamn, you got problems. Thank you for your donation. Wait a minute. I got an early caller here. My friend and my number one political commentator, Gene Richmond. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I'll give Walter Cronkite. Can
you start over, sir? Because your volume was a little low. Can you start over? I'm sorry.
Can you hear me better?
There you go. Yeah.
I said I'll give Brian Gumbel and Walter Cronkite a run for their money.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. What about the topics? I would
tell that little black kid, I'd say, hey, Jacquez, we don't give anything out to little niggas.
Hey, number 9, come on, it's too early. Hey, it's too early for that. Come on, man. I want your A game. It's too early. Come on.
Well, he's probably a good kid. And, you know, children get curious for things like that.
Right.
So, he's hungry. I get it. He's probably a good kid. He smells some food. He's like, hey, you know, I'll go over there, be polite. And if I'm nice enough, they'll give me something. Mm-hmm. And, you know, unfortunately for him, they didn't. But, you know, like, again, you have to be cautious with children and food and things of that nature. Not only, I mean, I know you mentioned like allergies and things, but also his parents could take exception to that as well. Why are you giving my son food? You know, and who'd you get that from? You know, a lot of parents don't want their children just, you know, eating food just from anywhere or from anyone. People are very serious about those kind of things. So I can understand them, you know, just send him away with a bag of, was it Cheetos?
2 bags of Cheeto Puffs. I paid attention to small detail. But now hold on a second. I want your opinion. I want your perspective. My issue is with the mother of the, you know, the woman who gave him the 2 bags of Cheeto Puffs and her spouse taking that video and putting it online. That's my issue. Yes, no?
Well, it shouldn't be an issue because we're in the era of social media. We're in the era of the digital wave. We're in the era of Wi-Fi. And we're in the era of content creation. They thought, hey, this video could give us 1 million views. You know, if you put it on Facebook or Instagram, you know, people are seeking to find new ways of communication, and content creation is king now. The more views, the more notoriety, and it can open up doors for you. I think they thought it could be appealing for the community to see that. You know, personally, you know, you got this little black kid running around asking people for food. I mean, it could be a warning. It also could be a warning to warn people, like, this is what you just don't do. You just don't show up to my door. You know, I don't know if you got other kids waiting.
Well, let me jump in number 9 because, again, you are my political commentator, and I want your A game. It's too early. I'm not doing the trolling stuff. It's too early. There are laws. All that content is king stuff. It sounds hot. There are laws that are constantly being updated, new policies. There is new case law and other things being, you know, revised as we speak. You cannot take a minor's image, post it online, and think it's just content. At some point, I don't know what the statute of limitations is, but at some point he can say, hey, you know what? I was humiliated. Dan being famous, I was humiliated. Come on, man, give me your A game. You've heard about these laws before with porch pirates. Come on.
Well, of course, I've heard about them, but also let's look at it from another aspect. these people have a right to do that because, again, it was on their property and it was on their Ring camera. So, it's pretty much fair game.
Okay.
And I'm sure that they're aware of that, because once you step on my property, this is something that I'm using to film the area I live and my property and things of that nature.
Okay.
And you came on my property. So I'm sure these people are protected as well.
Are you sure? Because you see, again, we're talking about a minor. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but the little baby that's on one of Nirvana's album covers grew up and sued the goddamn everybody for exploitation. Deeds, are you out there? Can someone help me out? It's not just about being on your property. Again, man, a minor. But if you don't see it like that, that's fine. I also want to ask you about Naomi Osaka's black tennis party. I haven't played that video yet. Are you up to speed on that?
Yes, I actually looked into it, and I just find it. I find it a bit offensive.
Okay.
If you look at this Osaka girl, who's a very prominent American athlete, who has many endorsements in the United States, who plays tennis at a very high level, makes millions a year, from what I understand, that she could now take something to another country and become so divisive, if you will, and create some sort of luncheon or banquet for just women of color in a place like France, of all places, for someone who's half Haitian, I believe. I mean, I think it's pretty laughable to do so. I mean, could you imagine if Steffi Graf, you remember her, went to Germany and said, "I'm doing a tennis banquet for only white women"? She'd be eviscerated. So why is this okay if this girl does this? And if she's so down with the people, down with the cause, why didn't she do it in Haiti? Haiti could use a hand right now when it comes to blackness, but she chose to go to France. What kind of symbolic message is that?
Can I jump in? Because, again, I haven't played that video yet. Well, they were at the French Open, and, I mean, I'm not at this point in time making a stern opinion, but, France is known for being racist, filthy water. I've never been there, and I have no desire to go. But Steffi Graf, as you spoke about, and others, during that particular time when she was the most dominant force in tennis, they didn't have to call it a white brunch or a white luncheon. It was just something that was understood if she participated in stuff like that. So the dominant society, and we're just having a discussion here, the dominant society doesn't have to set up so-called parameters and announce that it's a white establishment. So you're saying it's divisive, and what should happen? Should she be fined? What should happen? Because she doubled down, and she ain't backing down. She spoke about the beauty of black culture and other things, and that's what this is at right now. Go ahead.
Well, I think she should be excoriated in the arena of public opinion. She should be shamed. She should be shamed for what she did. You're an international athlete, primarily in the United States of America, and you're going to go to the French Open and decide that you're going to throw some sort of an event together, but it's only for black girls and things of that.
Private event.
You appeal to all girls, don't you? When Nike has you on their ad, don't all little girls from all walks of life look up to you?
Good point.
Don't all little girls?
Good point.
Don't they just look at you and see that, hey, I can aspire to be like you? But you're on blackness in France, of all places, and I understand why it was done there. But I haven't heard her open her big fat mouth on any Haitian affairs. If she's so down with the people, and all you Haitian people that want to talk about, oh, she's one of us. You guys are no better. You guys wave flags in every country across the world except for yours. You make me sick. So Naomi Osaka is not the solution. She's part of the problem.
Okay. I appreciate you, man. Are you at work today? What's going on with you? I don't want to, pull you from what you're doing. I'm just
Well, I had a couple of meetings, but I got some time. This morning.
Nice. Well, hey, man, thank you for tapping in. I'm going to play the video now with regards to Naomi Osaka, and she's standing 10 toes down.
Yeah, you go. She should go eat some sushi.
Easy,
And
easy. Okay, thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Gene Richmond, first thing in the morning. All right. Max Vision, I got your donation. Let's go, Star. We need. Okay, no, sir. Thank you very much. Early show. Come on, let's get focused. Do all that other stuff in the evening. There he is, Gangsta of Love. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. Good to hear from you.
Star, good morning, man. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
for having an early morning show. I appreciate it. Good morning. Good morning.
Where do you want to start?
So, looking at the video you played with the young man, he seems to be very assertive and innocent. I think what's lacking is that his parents more so didn't tell him that that's not something you do. That's not appropriate in today's time where you go and knock on people's door. And what was he doing again? Trying to get a job, or not a job, but trying to do something.
Trying to get some barbecue. He said they were grilling. I'm not going to keep playing the video. He said,
right.
He
Okay.
said, I'm not trying to be, rude or anything, but are y'all still grilling? He smelled the barbecue. They're grilling, so everybody can, catch the aroma, if you will. I don't know that area, somewhere in Nashville. He seemed pleasant. Go ahead.
Yes, no, he seemed very polite, but it didn't match up with his actions. Like, you don't go and knock on random people's door unless you absolutely know them, or better yet, unless you're invited. When I was growing up and we went over people's house, my parents said, hey, you don't ask anybody for anything unless you just need to use the restroom. If they offer you something to eat, well, then you can say yes or no, but you never go over to somebody's house and ask for anything. So I think that might be my generation versus his. And then the people that gave him the cheese puffs, I think they had good intent. But again, after hearing what number 9 said about, having allergies or giving him something to eat and he could have got sick, then that might have put them in a bad situation. But I definitely don't think he had ill intentions on knocking on their door. It just wasn't tasteful. But again, he's a kid. Yeah. I'm assuming 11, 12 years old. So, you really got to charge that to the parents. That's not something that.
Okay. If I can jump in for a second, maybe he only has a single mom or a single dad. People online. I mean, I've been paying attention to some of the comments, some of the back and forth, if you will. People online are for the most part, no child should be hungry. Those, if you ask me, are hypocrites. Hypocrites, because when some stranger comes knocking on your door, we've now got ring cams as a society because we don't trust anyone. We don't even trust our neighbors. So I don't believe everybody would have gave him something, would have fed him something. I have no problem with them giving him those 2 bags of cheese puffs. And did you hear them laughing? They were talking to him. They weren't chastising him. Did you hear them, the parents?
I did. I heard the gentleman in the back and the lady, and me being what's the word? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it sounded like an interracial couple.
No, they're black.
The black
Gangs of Love. No. They're black. They're black.
Oh, okay. The gentleman I got was black. The woman, I couldn't make a clear distinction,
black.
but
hang on. See, I'm not going to play the second video with the other little black kids sitting around eating pizza. It's a black woman. Black woman, black man. Go ahead.
Well, they laughed because that's not how they would raise their kid. The average, for one, and this is just my bringing up, and maybe yours, but as a kid, your parents, one of the 3 to 4 rules growing up is what? Do not talk to strangers. So that's part of the protocol. Hey, you don't talk to strangers. You say no to drugs. You look both ways before crossing the street, and then you don't drink and drive. So he broke one of the 4 commandments as far as being a child. So that's probably why they're laughing, because again, that's not something normal where people come knock on your door and ask for food because they smell it. That's more like unfortunately.
Let me ask you a question. I don't mean to cut you short. Do you live in a neighborhood or a community? There is a difference. Do you live in a gated community or just a neighborhood where anybody can walk up to your door?
So right now I live in a neighborhood.
Okay. People
right
do
now
a
I live
lot
in
of
a
things
neighborhood.
in neighborhoods. We can say shoulda, woulda, coulda, and I'm not trying to come at you, but all of that is subjective. We have a little black boy who came, rang the bell, and I guess he probably knew he was being filmed, and maybe his intentions were good, maybe they were honest. And when you get time, you can look at part 2 on your own. The mother seems to now be doing too much, taking pictures with him. There's even a video with her filming herself. He's in the background eating pizza. It just seems to me that this whole thing backfired on her again. But if and when you get time, see if there are laws in that Nashville, Tennessee area where if you exploit a child, you can be sued. Anyway, listen, go ahead and finish up, man. Or do you want to talk about Naomi Osaka, the black tennis party? You up to speed on that?
Yeah, I'll let my plane on her on a quick outtake. Like you said, some things you can say without them being said. I don't think it's good for her financially and endorsement wise, saying that is an all black party.
Okay.
And I have to say that if you look at athletes today, do white people look up to black people? In a lot of cases they do, but tennis is a white dominated sport. But if you look at Caitlin Clark, white people want to compare her to Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, when truth be told, she wasn't better than a lot of the female black players that came before her. But again, white people always need a savior when it comes to them doing something compared to black people.
Okay.
So
I think we're going off topic, man, but great to talk to you. Salute.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you. The dinner. Guys, hold on in the QIC phone calls. I'm going to get you. Hey, Amber, I got your donation. Amber says, thank you for all that you do. You are appreciated, Amber, your donation. Here we go.
I'm the professor, and this is the moment of truth. Yesterday, we talked about a man who made headlines for giving a fake so-called apology. But today, we're going to talk about a woman who's making headlines for refusing to apologize. Naomi Osaka, the well-known tennis player, hosted a party during this year's French Open in which she and Taylor Townsend invited their other black tennis players to attend. In attendance was also Coco Gauff, the current French Open women's champion, Gael Monfil, Asia Mohammed, and Chris Eubanks. They called their private dinner party the Black Party. This was pretty much the only time during these tennis tournaments when they don't have racist white people hurling racial slurs at them or white media racists attacking them. It's an oasis away from typical white racism. Videos and photos from that night made it to social media. And you can guess what happened next. When the racists found out that this gathering had happened without their permission, they predictably lost what passes for their minds. The phony white outrage mob demanded that Naomi Osaka apologize to them for not having invited random white people, I suppose, even though these same people have attacked, maligned, and demonized her and the rest of the black tennis players merely for existing. And of course, they had the usual pathetic attempts at whataboutism. What if some white people had an all-white party, to which people on the internet posted photos of white celebrities who were hosting and attending their own all-white parties. But of course, the white outrage mob wasn't shut up by that. They figured that the mere threat of unflattering white media headlines about Naomi Osaka would be enough to get her to bow down to their colossal ignorance and beg their forgiveness. Instead, Naomi didn't back down, she doubled down, saying that the whiners who were complaining that she was excluding people based on race forgot the fact that she's half Japanese. So she was using her Asian mother as a way to justify creating a space just for black people, and used her Japanese lineage as a way to disarm accusations of racism from the most racist people on earth. Well played. She mentioned that she barely saw any black tennis players at all when she was growing up. Don't you know that the typical white racists were in the comments saying, but what about Serena Williams? They literally proved her point. Out of the thousands of tennis players in the world, all they could name was just one. And they claimed that Serena Williams was proof positive that tennis is full and overflowing with diversity because of this one black woman. These anti-black racists are a sideshow unto themselves. Naomi Osaka went on to write, I feel like it's important to note that there have been all-white dinners/parties. I don't know how else to tell you this. I literally seen them all the time and never had an issue with it at all. To the people who ask this question, I want to ask you this question too. What is it about people of color getting together that unsettles you so much? She's not foundational Black American, but I don't require her to be. I do require her to actually stand on business when it comes to staring down these anti-black racists, and to stop doing like all these tethers, foreign flags, and bootlicks from abroad do, and falling to their knees and begging these racists for mercy just because. Foundational Black Americans fought to create a lane for Black people in this country. And when Black immigrants come here and enjoy the opportunities that we made possible, they need to also show that they have their heads on straight and will stand up for what we built. That is, if they want to legitimately claim a right to partake of it. The people of color reference isn't a problem if she wants to mention it. It only becomes a problem when you have people going out of their way to distance themselves from Black. She didn't do that, so I give her credit in this instance. Then came the coup de grace. Naomi wrote, I grew up watching my dad get discriminated against, having the cops called on him multiple times at the tennis court. There are multiple things I will apologize for in my life, but celebrating being Black and appreciating who we are will never be something I would consider saying sorry for.
770. Good morning. Please watch the language or I have to drop your call. Are you there? 770.
What's really good, Star? Good morning. Happy Friday. It's the Troll General tapping in.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Can't call it. I want to start off talking about Naomi Campbell. Osaka, my bad.
Osaka.
Yeah, Osaka. I have no issues with what she did. If anyone is familiar with the sport tennis, that is an overtly racist sport. Overtly. They don't really show much love to the Black athletes, and if you look at what's that cat's name, Tiger Woods, he doesn't even embrace his Blackness. Gets him his little white blonde wives, girlfriends, or whatever the case may be. But at least we got this, Haitian Japanese sister who hasn't forgotten her Blackness.
Is she really a sister, sir, or is she just, kicking up dust and maybe she's got some issue?
No,
hang on, sir. Hang on. Maybe she's got some internal issues. She did have some type of mental breakdown a year or so ago. We're just, trying to discuss it. I'm not condemning her. I'm not hating on her, but let's, is she really a quote unquote sister?
I mean, it's like I said earlier. I would, if I was a therapist or a psychologist,
which you're not, sir. Please let's not do that.
I would say that the overtly racism in tennis kind of woke her up. Okay. If you could get what I'm saying, like we're gonna because again she's not 100% Negro, but
are you there, sir? Did your phone drop out? I didn't cut him off. Good morning, Houston. Hey, man, are you there? 713.
Yo, what up, Star, man?
How are you?
This is your boy, Houston, man.
Yes, sir. We have to watch the language. Way too early. Let you know right now. Have to watch the language, okay?
I already got you. With the porch pirate thing, they were doing that out here with people suing because they stole. They've been doing that for a lot. They like, well, you exploited me. You're stealing. Right. So it's like a lot of laws are still in place so that people can steal but say they ain't. But if that makes sense. Because
well, yeah, hold on a second. I mean, yes, they're stealing, and some of them have owned up to stealing. But you recorded me and exploited me online. That's a totally different animal. People can file frivolous lawsuits. I'm not saying those lawsuits are frivolous, but that stuff gets hashed out in court. Again, we're talking about a minor, and I'm not saying he will sue. Maybe it's all good now. They had pizza. Hey, it's all a big fun thing that happened. But I'm just talking about the child. Will he wake up one day and say,
oh, my bad.
No,
my
bad.
bad.
Go ahead.
The thing with the child is, where was the mother?
I don't know.
Like, you cannot be having your child walking around there like that. And then not accidentally, just walking up on, like, that's some learned kind of behavior and then you said the mother got up there and it backfired on her. But if you're ringing my doorbell and I have that recorded, like just say if the mother tried to sue, I'm like, why was your child at my door?
Right.
Where is CPS?
Right.
Where is CPS when that happened? So them people were trying to be nice, but they don't know what's going on with their child. And then I'm going to go there. He could have been a scope out. He could have been scoping out the crib.
Let's talk about it.
I mean,
easy.
He could have been scoping that crib out and then told them they got this over there. And then like, man, no, don't come in my house.
Right.
No, you stay out there. You stay right there where you were. And then I close the door and lock it and then make sure, because there'd be kids coming by here trying to take out the trash or whatever. I give them $1 or whatever. But I'm like, nah, stay right there. You know what I'm talking about? Right. But, man, that dude, that's not normal. And then CPS need to be at the mama house.
What is CPS for those of us who don't know, who don't have kids? What is CPS? I forget. What is CPS? Child Protective Services. Come on.
Like when cases come out like this, because there ain't no telling what kind of time that kid was on. Don't look like he was missing no food.
Right.
But I'm just saying.
Right.
You look like you go shake my pockets. But I'm just saying, you got to call CPS when a kid do that, because the kid's mother or parent or whoever can turn that around on you and try to sue. And then all you were trying to do is be a human being. But this ain't no human being on the other side of the door. I don't know you like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, listen, I'm not trying to push an agenda of, the kids should sue. But, again, I pay attention to the news. This is what I do. I regurgitate. I give my objective perspective. But I have seen, and Deed sent me a text message to confirm, that porch pirates have been and will continue to sue people if you film me and exploit me. So a child at some point can say, hey, my rights were violated. I want to sue you now for $30,000, $40,000. Not saying it's right, but we have to consider that. All that, just throwing anything up on social media for content. People learn the hard way. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, land your plane.
Yeah, and then there was another case out here I was talking about on my channel where the store wouldn't let the kids in, and they filmed this kid taking, whatever in the back. They wouldn't let him in and use the bathroom. That's why Cornell X and the other chick with the cowboy hat, they went out on there first.
Right.
If you can go back on that.
Right.
But they filmed it and then did him like that. That's a different situation. That's just straight up low down.
Right.
But if a kid comes to your door, you have the right to record that situation, because where's the parents and where's CPS?
Right.
And why is this kid knocking on my door?
Okay.
Like, it's a whole lot that can go with that. And then if the mother is co-signing that, I ain't saying that they had the right to put that online and then whatever, but at the same time, you have the right to record whoever comes to your door.
Okay. I hear that. I think I got it, man. Good to talk to you. Salute.
I bet.
Okay. Hold on a second, baby. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but sometimes what you think you have the right to do, you will find out in a court of law, you do not have the right to exploit a child, regardless of whether it's your property or not. Spencer Eldon, the man featured naked as an infant on Nirvana's 1991 Nevermind album cover, sued the band's estate and former members for alleged child sexual exploitation and emotional distress. A federal judge dismissed the lawsuit, but he still sued them. Do you understand? So you have to pay legal fees. There's other claims, other things that have gone on throughout history. Again, I'm not trying to, scare anybody, but it can backfire on you. Don't think you can just record something, throw it up there, and ha 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 hee hee hee. Coco got your donation. Thank you so much. Sent article and quote. It's wiretapping to post. Aha. Thank Coco. Do you want to call in? Educate us. Area code 810. Good morning. Please watch the language. Are you there? 810.
Yes. Good morning, Star.
Hey.
I just wanted to say this is my first time calling.
Hey.
I'm from Michigan. And I just wanted to say, listen, I live next to some hood boogers, and they don't know how to, they don't know how to teach their kids home training.
Okay.
And that's really just what it is, And as far as the tennis star, I like.
Well, hold on. Stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
Let's not just make it about hood boogers and black kids. White kids do it all the time. I don't know.
This is true.
I don't know if you heard about a month or so ago, I was telling a story about a little white boy in my community came up on my goddamn door asking, could I pay him so he could pick up the pine cones on my front yard? White kids do it too. And I don't know about where you grew up, but I grew up around little white kids that were intent on destruction, putting sugar in people's gas tanks to seize the engine, setting people's barns on fires, killing people's pets. White kids do it too. Go ahead.
Okay, well, let me correct myself. I said hood boogers. I didn't just say black kids.
Okay.
Now, I stay in a hood where there are white kids and black kids, okay? But the people next door, I'm saying next door, are hood boogers.
Right.
And I'm saying that they are teaching their kids not to say, oh, don't bother this lady. She's outside just smoking and, out with her dog. They don't have enough sense to say that. Right. And I'm just being honest, and it's white kids that live around here, and some of them don't do that. They more a little slick and sneaky about how they do their stuff. You know what I mean? They do stuff too, but they try to be slick and sneaky. But I think they think because I'm just sweet, I'm a nice lady, that you could just come to me. But I wasn't raised like that. And one of your callers called in, and he was right. My parents, they told us before we walked into stores, before we walked into certain places, we could not go to people's house begging. They taught us that. But I will say, the generation now, like my generation, I just turned 40. So my generation, like 45-year-olds, they were raised by parents who taught them home training. But for some reason, in this day's society, they do not teach their kids that. I don't know what that's about. It bothers me, but it's the truth. And this is white and black, Mexican, Arabic. You could see Indian kids hollering and stuff. And it don't matter. I don't know what's going on. But they need to.
Can I ask what state you're from? Where are you from, dear?
Michigan.
Okay. The incident took place somewhere in the Nashville, Tennessee area. I'm not going to say the street or the block or anything. Down in Nashville. So people from up north, their experiences are different growing up than people in the South.
Yes.
So let's be clear. Everybody, how you were raised, parents, it's not yada yada. It's not the same. I'm as old as dust. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm as old as dust. You know this already. I remember in the early 70s, I'll say it again, driving down south with my family, I saw my father waving at people waving at him. This was a beautiful time in black history, black culture. I'm asking him, hey, Bill, do you know those people? He would say, that's your kin, boy.
Right.
Your kin folk. So I start waving at people. Hang on.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I start waving at people. They waving back for miles and miles and miles. Hey, y'all. So it's not that deep in the South for a child to go to somebody else's house. Hey, y'all grilling? I'm not going to condemn the little boy. I don't know where his parents were. I just want to say all that. Take it away.
And I'm going to say, just because I'm from Michigan, that doesn't mean I haven't traveled. I done been everywhere across the United States and been to some places out the country. But that's what I'm saying is this is what's going on in today's society. Yes, it does happen in the South. What does it have to do with the South and the North? I'm from the North and was raised by Southerners. My mom was from Pine Bluff. My dad was from Little Rock. My daddy was wild. My mom was more Southern reserved. So I don't think that has nothing. I think it's today's society.
Okay.
What's going on with today's society.
Okay.
And that's all I want to say.
You want to talk about Naomi Osaka and her black tennis party in France? Your thoughts? Do you care?
I agree with you. I feel like sometimes she's a little extra.
I don't agree with me. I don't necessarily have an opinion. I don't know if it's a good or bad thing. I don't know.
Okay, I know this is your objective. You're right. So she's okay, but I feel like for me, my opinion, she's extra. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Well, hang on a second. How old are you, darling? You said, what did you say? 40?
I'm 40. I just turned 40 on the 22nd. Hey.
Okay. Is she doing too much? Because if you're 40,
yeah, I think she's doing too much. I think that.
Have you ever heard of Zena Garrison? Zena Garrison.
Never heard of Zena Garrison, but I always follow Serena and Venus. Of course, those are my.
Can I ask you to Google? Stay with me. You're moving real fast. You're moving real fast, please.
I'm ADHD. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I appreciate your call. Zena, Zina, pardon me, Garrison, Garrison.
Okay.
Zena Garrison. What do you see there?
And who was she, sir?
Well, read it, baby. Come on.
Oh, you want me to do it? Oh, okay. I was getting dressed. I gotta go to physical therapy.
Okay, well, listen, baby. You go ahead and do your thing. We'll talk to you later. Have a
good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay. Whew, she's doing a lot. Anybody ever heard of Zena Garrison? It's Naomi Osaka kicking up dust for no reason. You got to have money to play tennis. Yes, it was racist. And still is. But you got to have money to play tennis. Who was Zena Garrison? You guys know. Guys, I want to put you on to one of the best litigators I have worked with, pardon me, in the last decade. I don't know if she's in the live chat right now, but Legally Shay. That's her website. One of the best. Young. She got that fire in terms of research, execution, strategy. She doesn't work for free, but you can reach out to her about a consultation. She's on the come up, doing the damn thing. Legally Shay, okay? Area code 442. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. We're talking about a few topics. 442.
Star the legend. How are you?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
I kind of wanted to talk about Naomi Osaka. I couldn't quite make out who you're just saying. Zena Garrison? Is that what you were just saying?
Where are you calling from, sir, and how old are you?
I'm from Palm Springs, California. Okay. 35.
Okay. Zena Garrison. Never heard of her?
So we know tennis.
Excuse me?
No, I was saying I'm from the Coachella Valley. We know tennis pretty well.
Okay. What? Can you Google Zina Garrison?
Okay.
Garrison. Zena Garrison. Never heard of her? You say you know tennis, but you never heard of Zena Garrison?
Pave the way for black women.
Continue reading, sir. Continue. Come
on. Okay. Suffered with bulimia, probably like some of your former girlfriends.
Can you just read what it says, minus the corny, trying to be funny? Just read it. What does it say? Zena Garrison.
All right. I'm not you. I apologize. Let's see. 62-year-old black Italian.
How about I put you on hold, let you read it, stop sniffling. It's too early for all that. I'll come right back to you. Stay there. Claiming to know tennis, never heard of Zena Garrison. Sheesh. Hey, Olivia, I got your donation. Thank you so much. You are appreciated, Olivia. You can call back anytime you want, okay? There's another video with regards to Naomi Osaka. I think you guys got the point. Let me bring this call in here. Hold on a second. Let's get right to it, folks. This is not the nighttime show. Let's get to the topic. People want to be informed. Area code 267. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Are you there? 267. Yes, no.
Yo, what's going on, Star?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm good. It's been quite a while. And I'm the Rockstar Real Estate. We spoke years ago.
How are you, sir?
But yeah, I just tuned in, and your topic caught my eye. So I'm gonna start off with Naomi, and then I want to go back to the kid. Yeah, Naomi is a sister, man. I don't see anything wrong with what she did.
Okay.
Us is, well, I don't want to say us, but black people, we can't never have anything to ourselves. You know, white people always want to be a part of anything that we have going on. I mean, even if you look at television shows, you can't name not one television show that doesn't have at least one white character, but I can name hundreds of all white shows with nothing but white people in it. So she stood 10 toes down, and I don't have a problem with anything she said or her rebuttal to what people had to say about her.
Okay.
So far.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Say that again?
No, go ahead.
Oh, so far as the kid, listen, I'm gonna give my spew on that, and then I'm gonna tell you something that was similar that happened here in Philly a few years ago.
Come on.
So to me, that can all be staged. That can all be staged for views to go viral. Right. All of that. That situation didn't even have to be real. But let's say it is real. Me as a parent of that kid, I would be more so embarrassed that my kid put me out there like that.
Okay.
Like you don't go knocking on nobody's door. So I don't really only thing I fault is those people putting that kid out on Front Street by putting that on the internet. They didn't have to do that. That's only if it's real, but I don't think it's real.
Okay.
I think that's all about views and clicks.
Okay.
Now,
I did not see, or I mean, I saw the second part, but I didn't watch the whole thing. Is the father who was in the house talking to the little boy, is he on camera or film? I didn't see him.
I don't know, Star, because like I said, to me it was fake. A lot of this stuff you see.
But the question, sir, did you see the father? That's my, whether it was fake or not. Did you see the father?
No, I didn't see it.
That's all I was asking.
I didn't see it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Now, a similar situation. So my cousin, he's a retired prison guard in Philly. He lives in a neighborhood you're familiar with. It's a neighborhood where like most of the people in the neighborhood are like high middle class. Cheltenham Township. Every year he gives this really big Father's Day cookout. All the food you can eat, anything you want to drink is all there. Only thing you got to do is show up. Right. No kids allowed. Okay. We're leaving. As we're leaving, there's 3 young.
I need you to step it up, so I can't do a 10-minute story, please. I can't do a 10-minute.
I'm gonna get straight. I'm gonna just get straight to the point. These girls came out of nowhere wanting to know if they can go to the cookout.
Gotcha.
I said, well, do you know the host? They said, no. Or can we go in? Okay. I said, yeah, sure. Go ahead in there. But my point being is they didn't know nobody from a can of paint, and they was trying to get in. I think that's just.
Are they minors, sir? Sir, are they minors? They
look like they might have been 18.
Okay. I'm talking about minors, but thank you so much.
They're 18 now.
I appreciate the call. Thank you.
All right, sorry. Take it.
Yes, sir. Stacy Galore, thank you for tapping in. Like the stream, remote research, and other opportunities available ASAP with upfront paid age verification. www.stacygalore.com/business. You can contact Stacy right there. Her contact information is on the screen. Let me bring this guy back in because I want to get to another video here that I think is kind of important. Area code 442. Sir, can we address the topic?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know that you wanted to switch to Zena. That was my bad. But
I'm just asking you a question because you said you knew tennis. I was just trying to, make some type of correlation.
But I'm not that old, Star. Star, I'm not that old, though.
Okay. Well, you said you know tennis. Come on.
All right. Well, Zena was good. Not just good for a black woman, but she was really, really good.
Right.
From what I'm reading. And the mythology behind her is that tennis, it's a refined sport of refined people. someone earlier said racist. I disagree, but whatever. Served with lemonade and polite applause. And Zena Garrison, she got second.
Well, hang on a second. Zena Garrison was a pioneer, regardless of her age. I saw her.
Second.
Hang on. I saw her live, Forest Hills, Queens. I was just trying to say or ask the question. Naomi Osaka, is she just doing too much with this whole black thing? Because, sometimes people are trying to tap into the blackness. I don't know. You said tennis. Educate us. What is her trip? What is her story? She had some type of breakdown a few years ago, yes?
Yeah, but, I mean, who else, as far as people of color are concerned in tennis, are running headfirst into it like she is?
You're asking me?
Yeah.
Coco? What's Coco's last name?
Coco? No, come on.
Well, sir, you asked me a question, and I just said, Coco. What is Coco's last name? You said you know tennis. You called in here, said you know. What is Coco's last name? Starts with a G. You got to go. Just goofy. How could you not know Coco Golf? Oh, my goodness. Hold on, guys. I got a video that I need to play with regards to what we have been talking about. Thank you, Deeds, my show producer. Rory, sit tight. It's a different day and time. I don't always have to give a stern opinion. I want you guys to, let me know what you think. Different day and time. I do not find the young boy at fault for knocking on a door, wanting some food. If he was genuinely hungry, they have kids, the people whose door he knocked on. Did you know that? And when they had the pizza party a day or two later, the kids were there. Maybe he knew the kids. Hey, y'all grilling? I'm trying to get me some. Okay, what is this? My show producer just sent me Deeds. This came out a month ago. Hold on. This is pertaining to Tennessee.
Influencers in Tennessee who feature kids in their content will now be required by law to pay those children a portion of the money they make online. That is thanks to a new state law. It just passed this session. Our Braden Ross explains how it works.
Social media stars aren't posting just for fun anymore. They're doing it to make a living.
They are making incredible amounts of money through sponsorships or memberships.
And there's a whole genre of online content that uses kids for clicks.
We're not having kids in coal mines and sweatshops anymore, but we are having kids who in the digital age are being monetized for content creation.
But because of a new state law in Tennessee, that content creation is considered work. And that means the kids who help make it have to get paid.
Sure, we want kids to be kids, but when it comes to creating large amounts of money, someone's getting that money, and those kids need to be protected and have the benefit of that later on.
Here's how it works. Kids.
Stop right there. Keyword protected. Let's go back.
Of that later on.
Here's how it works. Kids under 14 can't make their own money off of posting their own content online. If they appear in at least 30% of another content creator's monetized videos, for example, if they're featured prominently on their parents' account, the creator has to set aside a percentage of the profits in a trust the child can access when they turn 18. Kids ages 14 to 18 have to get all the money made from the content they post themselves. Their parents can't take any of it. And once they turn 14, kids can make creators take down videos they're in if they don't like them.
You ought to have an opportunity to say,
stop right there. Now, we're just mentally massaging this. I don't know. I'm a dropout. You know this. But again, doing news and discussing these types of stories over the decades, this makes sense to me now. Let me just run this back. This is Tennessee, the state that we're talking about with the little black boy knocking on the door for food. Suppose 10 years from now he says, hey, you got to break me off. You made a lot of money. And you hurt my feelings. Hold on.
they turn 14, kids can make creators take down videos they're in if they don't like them.
You ought to have an opportunity to say, you know what, that's just not who I am anymore, and I'd prefer to not, have that circulating.
This will all be enforced in civil court. There aren't any criminal penalties laid out in the bill. Tennessee joins a growing list of states who have passed similar legislation, like California, Illinois, and Utah. It's passed both houses in the state legislature and now is just waiting for a signature from the governor. Once he signs it, it will go into effect on July 1st of this year. In Nashville, Braden Ross, WSMV4.
Maybe it was staged. Like the caller just said, maybe that video that came out a month or so ago. Thank you, Deeds. Let me put Deeds Cash App info on the screen if you want to support the show producer. She does work. Hold on a second. Maybe they're aware of this. The family. Maybe they borrowed the boy from the neighborhood. Hey, we got an idea. You come to our door, say you're hungry. We're going to film it. See if we can get a bag. There he is, the white Denzel tapping in early. Rory.
Yo. Good morning. Hey, yo.
Got to watch the language. Watch the language, all right?
Of course.
What's going on?
Yeah, of course.
Go
I'm with Naomi. I start with Naomi. Naomi is a troublemaker and a race baiter. She's not comfortable in her own skin. That's her problem. She's, the Japanese are very racist, overtly racist. I think she probably had a lot of trauma growing up there. Rampage Jackson got 2 half Japanese kids that were raised in Japan, and he said that they used to call his kids over there.
Easy. I don't want to talk about people's kids. Let's just keep it on.
Yeah. Well, they have a derogatory term for.
And we don't need to hear it right now. It's an early research edition.
Yeah.
Slow it down.
So I'm just saying, I think she was traumatized.
Right.
And I don't think she's comfortable in her own skin.
Okay.
And I also think she's not a good influence for younger especially black tennis players. Like, don't you want them to be involved in the sport and succeed in the sport? But you're going out there telling them that it's racist and that you're not welcome here. I think that's going to turn a lot of young athletes, black athletes, away from the sport unnecessarily. I mean, in the last 20 years, the most famous tennis players were the Williams sisters. And because they were unique, not only were they great players, some of the greatest tennis players, but they were unique. You don't always see black women playing tennis. So I don't know. I just think that she uses race too much. She's too stuck up on her race for her own personal issues. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. And I also think she's also a bit of a drama queen. She says she suffers from severe depression. She suffers from severe social anxiety. But, she doesn't have a problem getting up there and talking all the time. Black Lives Matter protests and all. That doesn't seem...
Was she down with that? Whoa. Was she down with that? The Black Lives Matter?
Oh, big time. Oh, my God. Oh, forget about it. She was like a spokesperson for Black Lives Matter. So for someone that has severe social anxiety, to be up there and trying to be a speaker for Black Lives Matter, that don't seem right to me. If you got severe social anxiety, you kind of keep your thoughts and your positions to yourself. You know what I mean? So I think she's full.
I disagree with that, but now hold on a second. Stay with me. I can appreciate everything you're saying. The reason why I brought up Zina Garrison, for those who know tennis, this is the woman that Venus and Serena Williams gave so much props and praise to. Everybody doesn't have to know this, but she was a pioneer at a brutal time in the game of tennis. A brutal time. She walked so that others who came after her could run, in a sense. But now you take issue with, and you have your right. You can take issue with Naomi Osaka. But you're saying she's being racist or divisive by having this black affair, yes?
Yes, I think she's, attention seeking. And I also think she's a troublemaker. My personal opinion. I think she's a troublemaker. Yeah.
Should they do away with BET? Rory, Black Entertainment Television. Enough. Get it out of here. It's divisive. What do you think?
Yeah, stop yourself. You're a professional tennis player. You're making crazy amount of money. You're getting all this exposure. I'm sure little black girls look up to you and stuff. And
Rory, BET. I'm asking about BET. Should they disband it? Should they get rid of it? It's divisive, according to you. Yes.
Wait, say it again. The BET what?
Black Entertainment Television. Is that divisive?
Yeah.
Is it racist? Black Entertainment Television.
No, I don't think so. Not that I know of. I think it's just, a television. I think BET is good for black people. They have their own TV, channel. I think that's cool. I don't think it's divisive. I mean, nowadays the TV shows try to promote mixed families, and for the last 3 or 4 years, it's the most ridiculous things you see. You see a black guy married to a white blonde woman with 2 blonde children. It's like, are we being for real here? You know what I mean? And you also see things like, they put on TV, black people who are, very, very polished and posh. And
what about the term black girl magic? Is that divisive? Black girl magic.
Is it divisive? No, I just think it's an excuse for bad behavior. That's what I think it is.
What about the term black power? Is that divisive? Black power.
Nah, everybody should want their people to do the best that they can. I don't have a problem.
So you're okay with white power then? White power. You're okay with that term too?
Yeah, I'm okay with that too. Okay. Yeah, why not?
Why not? Hey, I'm just asking. I don't know where you stand, but Naomi Osaka having a black dinner party in the hellhole of France. That's divisive.
That's definitely divisive. As an athlete, isn't she supposed to be all-inclusive? I mean, what she's asking for is for the sport to be more inclusive, and then she's holding an event that's exclusive.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. So to me, she's just a troublemaker and a race baiter. That's what I think she is. And as a woman, I think she's just a pain. A pain with all of her problems. I'm depressed. You're depressed. You got all this money, all this spotlight, all this fame, but you're severely depressed. Come on. You got severe social anxiety, but you could get up in front of the U.S. Open and play for hours in front of 60,000 people. Yeah, sounds like you got social anxiety to me. So she's full of it, man.
Okay.
She's full of it.
Okay. I need to shift gears for a second. Can we talk about the young boy? I don't want to say his name. Who went to the house, knocked on the door, asking if they were grilling, and he asked for leftovers. I played the video once. I'm not going to keep playing it. Are you up to speed?
Yeah, I've seen the video.
What are your thoughts?
It's trending.
What are your thoughts?
I think it's sad. I think it's sad. I think I don't. It's sad, man. Anytime a child asks you for food. What kind of person are you? You're not going to give them some food. I mean, what happened to love thy neighbor? How far have we come as a society where a child comes knocking on the door? Maybe he don't have a barbecue. Maybe he watches all these movies and social media, and all he ever hears is you invited to the cookout. Oh, you get a plate at the cookout. You invite, even in Boys in the Hood, they were giving out plates to the neighborhood. And that looked like and that was the hood. Take this.
I'm laughing because, listen, I know you to be a Black history scholar of sorts. You know all the goddamn films. You know all the lingo, the music, yada, yada.
Right.
But hold on. Early in the broadcast, I said, try not to be hypocrites, because if that little black boy came to your condo your expensive condo. Ring the bell, you know, hey, are you cooking, I don't know, kielbasa and sauerkraut? I smell it. You know, you got any extras? Would you give him some?
Right.
Would you give him some?
Yeah, why not? I would. If if a little kid came to the house and said, "Oh, I can see you making some fried chicken. I never had white people fried chicken before. Let me see if you season it. Let me see how you season it." I'll say, "Yeah, hey, here's a little 3-piece for you with a biscuit, man. There you go, homie. Now go home and compare that to your grandmama recipe. Tell me."
You would ask, "How did you get in this building? How'd you get on this floor? I know you. How'd you get in here? What the hell?
What your black ass doing at my door?"
Easy. It's early afternoon. Watch your language. Come on. All right.
No, if I saw, I wouldn't answer the door with my gun, and nothing like that. No, if it was, when I take the subway, you see kids ask for money and stuff, and I always think to myself, man, I got to give him a couple of dollars. He might be hungry. He's just a kid, So like I said, I thought it was like a sense of pride to invite people to the cookout and to share your food.
Okay.
But apparently not. I thought it was tasteless, and I wouldn't make any excuses like, why is the child coming to the door? A child's going to do what a child's going to do, right? Okay. They're innocent. Everybody knows kids are innocent. I thought he was innocently looking for some food. He could have been hungry, and he might not get no barbecue where he comes from.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So why deny the kid? That was just plain mean. I thought that was just plain mean. And I don't know if it's
Let me jump in here for a second because in today's society, you and I've had this conversation before. It's not that we want to intentionally be mean-spirited, but you have to be cautious. Everything's being filmed. Kids can come to your door with mobile phones. The goddamn white kid, whose name I don't want to say, who came here, asking to pick up pine cones out of my yard and then charge me. When I looked at the ring cam, he's on his phone. And before I came to the door, then he put the phone back in his pocket. What are you on the phone for?
That's a kid.
I don't give a goddamn. What are you doing?
Man.
Hold on. Is he typing in the address and then he's going to try and record the conversation? The point I'm trying to make is you have to be cautious. But listen, go ahead and land your plane. Got other calls, man. Good to hear from you. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just think, we've come to a point in society where we got to be so cautious that we can't. But I don't think that's right. I think that's a breakdown of society. I think that's a breakdown of a neighborhood.
You're right.
People don't do things.
You're right.
People don't do things like they used to do. Your neighbor moves in, they come over and introduce themselves. People don't even introduce themselves to the people who live next door. So it's a different day and time. But to deny that kid some food, I thought that was, black people could be very mean. This ain't no free lunch line. You ain't getting no food over here. That's the real deal. They don't cook out. Everybody welcome. Nah, I would have gave him.
I got to say this before you go. You're born and raised in the Bronx, BX.
Yes.
Black people started moving into your neighborhood. Did you offer them food? Or did you say, yo, your family, let's get out of here? They're going to tear up the goddamn place. The property value is going down. Time to go. Land your plane. You have to get the final word.
Yeah, any friend that ever came to my house, black, white, Puerto Rican, my mother would always make them a plate of food. My mother was a Christian, and she always, anybody's in the house, she would split the dinner up if she didn't have enough, and they would sit down, and nobody's going to sit inside the house while we're having dinner and not have dinner with us. So, that's not the way I grew up.
Salute.
All right, sir.
Okay. Guys, sit tight in the phone queue. I have people spending money. Thank you so much. No, there's nothing paranoid about me. I don't play with people. I won't allow you to impose foolishness upon me. never scared. I just, I don't give people a chance to find a reason to then play victim. Fuck out of here. I saw a comment that I like. Was that, who was that? Agent OOKK. Nobody traumatized me growing up, Agent OOKK, with the exception of my older brother. He thought he was Wang Yu. I've asked you guys this before. Let me Google Wang Yu. What year did he die? Is he still alive? Okay. Wang Yu, born 1943, died 2022. My older brother, never mind Bruce Lee, my older brother thought he was Wang Yu. Ha, 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 ha. That's the only person who ever traumatized me. And I remember him saying on the countless, tune-ups that he gave me, without talking, he wouldn't talk, and I dare not cry, because then he would even punch me even harder. Pow! He always used to say, "Stay ready, so you don't have to get ready." Anybody's older brother or older sister used to tell you that back in the 70s? Stay ready, so you don't have to get ready. Pow! Let's go back to the phone lines here. Area code 909. Good afternoon. Please watch the language. Talking about a few topics. Are you there? 909. Lucani, how are you, man?
Hey, man. You know me, man. I always try to never cuss, even at night.
I appreciate you, man. Where do you want to start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I wanted to chime in on the Naomi Osaka. As a trader myself, right, or whatever we want to say, and somebody that traveled to Europe often, especially Paris, where she had that dinner. I want to first defend her, and then I'm gonna put some perspective. All right. So look, the woman is 28 years old. She's famous. I'm sure she deals with a lot of different things that may trigger this type of event, right? So that's my defense for her. However, I don't think that what she's saying is the goal of this dinner actually has logical sense. For one, she says it's to celebrate blackness. Well, you're celebrating blackness at the Soho House in Paris. That's an exclusive membership-based or guest-based establishment that is not even black-owned.
Okay.
And there are other black-owned establishments in Paris that are high-end, where she could have a private dinner party and I would assume have a great time. That's for one. For two, when she's saying she didn't grow up seeing a lot of people that look like her in the sport of tennis.
Okay.
But guess what, Star? The sport of tennis is one of the most expensive sports.
Yes.
For kids from the age of 8 to 18.
Yeah. Can I jump in right there?
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking, is she cosplaying? Is she faking jacks, perpetrating the fraud, talking all this, this black stuff? Because you can't just get into tennis and be broke from the hood. Even the Williams sisters, their father and their mother had to make sacrifices, not just for those rackets, but for all sorts of preparation, conditioning, traveling. So Naomi Osaka,
nutrition.
What's that?
Nutrition, traveling, private trainers.
Right, conditioning. So in a sense, I'm just asking, is she doing the most right now, trying to claim all this blackness when in reality she's just, a biracial person who's trying to overcompensate? I'm just asking.
She's doing the most, in my opinion. Is she of Africans that come to America? All of a sudden, they act like America is so bad, but they enjoy all the benefits of living in America, and they don't want to go back to Africa. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah, that's exactly what it reminds me for. Ice hockey can cost up to $10,000 a year for one kid. Golf, $5,000.
Come on.
Tennis is right under that. I play golf, Star. A set of golf sets, a used golf set, good ones, fitted, it's $1,000 used.
Yeah.
Then I gotta pay to go play. So is that racism? Is the fact that there aren't a lot of black kids playing tennis? Is that racism? Is that the World Tennis Association being racist?
Okay.
Or is that a sign of the socioeconomic aspect of sports in America? We don't have a lot of training facilities that are government funded, right? This isn't Europe.
Right.
This isn't Australia or Japan or China, right? So I think that the message is wrong. The intentions might have been right, but the message seems performative, in my opinion.
Okay.
Right? There are black-owned Michelin star establishment in Paris, but you chose to go to the Soho House.
Right.
That seems performative, Star.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking. I haven't kept up with her. I like what Coco Gauff is doing. You familiar with her? I'm sure you are, Coco. She was at the dinner also.
I'm familiar with her as a player. I sometimes watch, but I'm not a huge fan.
I like her vibe. I like how she speaks. Guys, is Coco from Georgia? Coco Gauff. She's one of the top tennis players right now who just happens to be black. I don't want to call her a black tennis player. I think she's from Georgia. I don't know. Maybe from New York. I forget. Anyway, Luke Caney, good to talk
Coco
to you.
Gauff.
I'm sorry. Good. I'll Google her.
Yeah, Coco Gauff is born in Florida, Star.
Oh, okay. Pardon me.
Yeah, she's born in Florida. So my last word is this. I think the message is performative. If you truly want to have more black kids in this environment, then do what NBA players do. They sponsor their own AAU teams where kids don't necessarily have to pay, because it costs so much for parents to invest for kids that may or may not even make Division I college and get NIL.
Okay.
You spend all this money for what?
Wow. Okay. Luke Caney, great to talk to you, man. Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Guys, hold on, please. Coco Gauff. She resides in Delray Beach, Florida. Okay. Born in Boca Raton, Florida. 22 years of age. I like her. She has a career high ranking of world number 2 in singles and of world number 1 in doubles by the Women's Tennis Association. I like her vibe. Guys, we are doing a drive of sorts for our goal. It's at the top of the live chat. We're giving free promotion in the community section if you contribute to the goal. If you do, just send a screenshot to my email address. Even if you just send in $5, we want to get more banners and things like that in the community section. At the top of the live chat, you'll see the little black tab that says goal, okay? And here's my email address if you do make a contribution, all right? Somebody calling in from Memphis. Let me see if this person can educate us. Area code 901, are you there? Good afternoon.
Hey.
Hey.
Thanks
respect, Star. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. I wanted to kind of speak on, if I could, the child, but the family who took the video.
Yeah, come on.
And I want to speak more so about the gentleman. He had already told the child, "Hey, we don't have no food. It's over with. I'll get you later."
Right.
But again, here go the woman still talking. And, oh, we'll give you some Cheetos and all that. Now, what if she gave the little boy the Cheetos? He ran around the corner. He a diabetic. He ate the Cheetos and passed out.
Easy.
You see, now it's back on the daddy now because he done already told him to leave. So here go the woman once again, not knowing her place.
Right.
You know, jumping in when she's supposed to be quiet. You know, I'm saying I always got something to say. Right. You see, I'm taking care of it. I done told her with the barbecue over with, we don't have no more food. Here she comes. You know, he done already, that's again, the woman not knowing her place, putting you in a bad position when I done told the little boy that he's supposed to leave.
Now, hang on a second, sir. Are you from Tennessee?
I'm from Memphis.
Memphis. Okay. Now, we played a video here that there's a new law in Tennessee about a month or so ago, where if a child grows up and they don't like how they have been portrayed, they can demand that that video be removed. And they can also, according to that new law, they are to be compensated if a video goes viral. You have to speed on that in your state?
I haven't heard about that because I haven't heard about that. But again, for me, I'm 53, and when I grew up, you know, my mama and dad already told me when you go to people's house, don't ask for anything.
Right.
You know, don't be out in the street asking people stuff. And I hate to use the word begging, but just know your manners when you go other places. So
I have to jump in, sir, and say, with all due respect, you know, back in the days, everything was different. You know, my father didn't even want my friends in the house.
Right.
He would tell them, wait out on the porch, wait in the backyard. And I'm not going to say what he said because my father was a hardcore country nigga, racist. He didn't want none of my little friends touching the ice box. I don't want your friends' little dirty cracker fingers inside the ice box. He was on that type of time. But right. Here now, it's a different day and time. Whether the little boy was right and or wrong, my concern, if this wasn't staged, I have a problem with the mother and the father or whoever he is putting that goddamn video on social media. That's my concern, please.
And I can see that but now being in the digital age, everybody wants to put something out to make some content. This is just the world we living in. That, hey, something happened. Oh, we could go viral with this. Let's put this out. Right. I don't see why they put it out because it really wasn't a big deal. Except, like I said, to me, it hurts the child because it makes him look bad. It makes his family look bad because now it makes it look like, hey, they not feeding him. He out here begging, and that's probably not even what it is. Mm-hmm. So to me, I just think it was a bad look on them altogether.
I think you already figured it out, sir. You said that the woman, the wife, mammy, whatever you want to call her, doing too much. He already told the little boy, we ain't got nothing right now. Gone in a nice way. Gone, right?
And then I would be willing to guarantee you that the wife is the one who put out the video.
Yeah.
They put this out. He probably was like, nah, I don't think much. Yeah, we need it. Yeah.
I think she was clout chasing. I think it backfired. Did you see the second part where she had a pizza party and she's there filming herself, got the little boy in the background. Hey, y'all. Hey, see, we having fun. Right? Did you see that? The second part?
I didn't see that. But just by you saying that, that lets me know she probably was the one who put the video out.
Pictures. She's standing there next to the little boy smiling. Big ass Kool-Aid smile. We used to call it a Kool-Aid smile, right?
Right. Uh-huh.
Go ahead. Well, hey, man, I appreciate the call. Keep me posted, man, because if it wasn't staged, somebody's going to get in his ear and say, hey, you got a bag coming to you. You can get yourself a nice little piece of change. I'm going to play that video again.
Yes.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes, and I appreciate you putting me up on that law. I'm going to go look at that.
I'm going to play the video again right now. I appreciate you. Salute.
Okay, salute. All right.
I'm going to take my break soon. Let me play this video again. Kenyon, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. Kenyon. He says, appreciate the research additions. Lucania got your donation. Thank you. So my show producer sent me this video here. Came out last month. WSMV 4, Nashville. Pay attention.
Influencers in Tennessee who feature kids in their content will now be required by law to pay those children a portion of the money they make online. That is thanks to a new state law. It just passed this session. Our Braden Ross explains how it works.
Social media stars aren't posting just for fun anymore. They're doing it to make a living.
They are making incredible amounts of money through sponsorships or memberships.
And there's a whole genre of online content that uses kids for clicks.
We're not having kids in coal mines and sweatshops anymore, but we are having kids who in the digital age are being monetized for content creation.
But because of a new state law in Tennessee, that content creation is considered work. And that means the kids who help make it have to get paid.
Sure, we want kids to be kids, but when it comes to creating large amounts of money, someone's getting that money, and those kids need to be protected and have the benefit of that later on.
Here's how it works. Kids under 14 can't make their own money off of posting their own content online. If they appear in at least 30% of another content creator's monetized videos, for example, if they're featured prominently on their parents' account, the creator has to set aside a percentage of the profits in a trust the child can access when they turn 18. Kids ages 14 to 18 have to get all the money made from the content they post themselves. Their parents can't take any of it. And once they turn 14, kids can make creators take down videos they're in if they don't like them.
You ought to have an opportunity to say, you know what, that's just not who I am anymore, and I'd prefer to not, have that circulating.
This will all be enforced in civil court. There aren't any criminal penalties laid out in the bill. Tennessee joins a growing list of states who have passed similar legislation, like California, Illinois, and Utah. It's passed both houses in the state legislature and now is just waiting for a signature from the governor. Once he signs it, it will go into effect on July 1st of this year. In Nashville, Braden Ross, WSMV4.
Okay, I'm going to take some calls. Oh, I think that's the homie right there. Wait a minute. We're having these early discussions. Area code 415. Good afternoon. Is that who I think it is?
John Blaze on the check-in, big nigga.
Good to hear from you, man.
On this early morning.
Yes, sir. Where do you want to start, man?
Likewise. Well, let's focus on Naomi Osaka.
Yeah, please.
Great tennis player.
Yes.
Let's focus on also the book that you brought to our attention, the post-traumatic slave syndrome. Let's go ahead and apply that concept to what we're looking at right here. Black Naomi Osaka is a black woman to which, we look at the post-traumatic slave syndrome and how the centuries of slavery, followed by the systematic racism, has left a multi-generational imprint on this black woman. Now, you remember, she's in the tennis world. She's in the global world. And these rules don't apply to her existence as far as the rules that we have in this particular country in terms of civil rights. Right. She will go to those tennis courts and bananas are thrown at her. So this black woman is the quintessential individual on that tennis court who is facing the racial discrimination and profiling. Now, she is standing on the backs of Arthur Ashe. That's why you ain't coming into this party, white folks.
Right.
She's standing on Althea Gibson, who won the Wimbledon championship back in 1957.
I have to jump in.
She's the first black woman.
I have to jump in. Althea Gibson, and if people don't do the research, they will miss everything that woman had to endure. Please continue.
Well, it's time to cook.
big nigga.
Come on.
Because when Isaiah Gibson won the Wimbledon Championships in 1957, she became the first black athlete to capture tennis, the most illustrious title that was round, it was honored and celebrated by even Queen Elizabeth and presented to her. The white folks didn't love it, but this woman knows the history. So you white folks ain't coming to her party. She is suffering from black post-traumatic stress-related concepts of what. Bring that book up and show them. Because this is applied to what she's experiencing right now. And I wouldn't got it. Are we talking about the same author that I believe her name is Joy DeGruy?
Yes.
Let's talk about it. I'm on chapter 2.
Okay.
I'm on chapter 2.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Now, we look at the racial discrimination and profiling. This is a daily existence of bias and racial profiling. And what Naomi is experiencing, her colleagues are experiencing as well. Now, Naomi joined the debate that was swirling around Jelena Osentako. She's another black woman who plays tennis professionally. Fantastic player. Now, there were comments on the courtside clash with the individual, another tennis player who was trash, and her name was Taylor Townsend. And this is the issue that was brought up during this time. It was about 2 years ago. Now, the tennis player, Osentaka, I think she's from Africa, and she hit out at the American Townsend and accused her of having no education and no class following their second round match with the argument on, it was whatever particular day it was, to which she made comments that, black folks ain't got no class. Now, this was a racial trope, you see, and this is one of the racial tropes that the tennis world is still dealing with their racism. See, I want a lot of the listeners to think about, this is a global sport. So when she's in Europe, these rules don't apply when it comes to civil rights, because you know what? They're going to throw a banana at you. They're going to yell nigga to you out there on the court. Now let's go to Serena Williams. Serena Williams wore the trope of the angry black woman. Williams has been docked for her behavior on the court back in 2009, which she was fined a total of almost $100,000 for angry outbursts. And though it's far from the only player to face punishment that is similar conduct, this woman, you have never seen that amount being placed on a professional tennis player, yet alone a white player that's coming about $100,000. They have placed on her globally the trope of the angry black woman, to which she has endured, So, I'm sorry. Some of you white folks ain't invited to the party. It's a black party today. And matter of fact, she's going to have that black party and she's going to put it in your face. So, we have to look at, when we look at the experience that she is dealing with right now, this is post-traumatic stress related. And these concepts will be applied to what this black woman is dealing with. You think when she left on anxiety issues, it was just because she was dealing with maybe her pregnancy? Nah, it had everything to do with that post-traumatic slave syndrome. Now, look at the experience in a lot of the language that is used in that book. Okay, because you got to look at the vacancy of esteem and the low self-worth. You look at that as being applied to that black tennis player. The propensity of anger and violence that is directed towards her. You look at that and apply that post-traumatic slave syndrome to her. These are internalized racism that is learned as helplessness. That's why you ain't being invited to this party. She needs to be surrounded with those that can surround her, because there's the absence of opportunity to heal when she's there in Europe. Why are they throwing bananas? Why are they calling her a nigga? Now, she ain't being called no nigga. She getting a hard ER. You see what I'm saying? So we got to focus on why and what she's suffering from. She is suffering from a post-traumatic slave syndrome. And we're going to go ahead, and this has to be applied, because I'm new to this concept. I didn't know nothing about the concept until I got to chapter 2. I'm still reading the book. This was a great opportunity for me to understand addressing how this particular PSTD, or how we look at it in the black community, because it's culturally competent care that acknowledges the racial trauma, the community-based support support networks to reduce the isolation. That's why you're not coming to this black party. So we need to talk about this. It's education and awareness for you listeners. That's why this nigga went ahead and showed you that goddamn book. Because, you know, when policy changes to address the systematic racism and improve the access to mental health, that's what this white tennis world is not doing. And they don't give a goddamn about Naomi. So I digress. I didn't want to go too far. I wanted to validate the conversation, but I wanted these niggas to remember she stands on the back of Althea Gibson, okay? And once you niggas get the opportunity, you find out who Althea Gibson is. You find out who Arthur Ashe is, and you'll realize why some of these white folks is not invited to that black party. Hey, salute to a real one, man.
What's up, man?
You know,
you.
John Blaze, I'm out.
Salute, okay. 770. Did we speak earlier and your phone hung up on you?
Yeah, the whole phone shut off.
Yes, sir. How are you, man? Can you hold on? Stay right there. I'll be right back. Stay
I'm
right
holding.
there. Stay right there. Okay. Is that my guy, JR Cigar from AccuracySmokes.com?
Good afternoon, Star. Good afternoon. How
Hey,
you
man.
doing today? How you doing today?
Good to hear from you. Do you have a wrench? You should have a wrench for that live chat. Yes, no?
I hear you say that. I don't know what that is. I'm kind of. I don't know if I do.
All right, email me.
I don't know what a wrench is.
Email me after the show, and I will copy deeds. You should have a wrench so that you can post links in the live chat to your website, or you can post something, and then you text me, and I'll put it on the screen. You're a sponsor. I want you to know that. Right? You are.
Okay.
You are appreciated. Come on.
Yeah. No problem, Star. Yeah, I know you're talking about variety of topics. I wanted to talk about the Naomi Osaka Black Tennis Party.
Come on.
Yeah, she's I would think she's cosplaying because I believe she's half black, half Japanese.
Yes.
And she said
half Haitian, half Japanese. Haitian, South Passe.
Yes, half Haitian, half Japanese. And I believe she said she struggled with her Haitian side. She went more toward her Japanese side.
I don't know.
So I guess this is some way of her trying to get in touch with her black side, I guess. I know she had a baby by the rapper Corday.
Okay.
And I know they broke up last year. So maybe she's trying to figure herself out. That's what I believe.
Maybe she's talking a little jive, cosplaying, and code switching, if you will. Yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
I do it all the time.
And then
I do it all the time.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with
And I do like Coco Golf. Coco Golf is.
I love Coco Golf. Love her. Come on.
Coco Golf is a class act. She's a winner. And one thing I like about Coco Golf, she knows who she is. She knows she's very sure of herself, and I respect that about her. I respect that about Coco Golf. And I think you had the story about a kid went to ask her food, and they gave him barbecue potato chips.
Hold on, Jessica. Hold on a second. On the screen, AccuracySmokes.com. That's your platform. Hold on. I smoke your cigars on my patio. You are a sponsor. You will
sir.
You will be respected, goddamn. But now hold on a second. The little black boy in the Nashville area knocked on a neighbor's door asking for barbecue because they were grilling. I don't know if this was staged or not, but this opens the door for a lawsuit if he says, hey, I feel like I've been exploited, I don't know. Maybe he's okay with the attention. Maybe he's famous now. I don't know. But they gave him 2 bags of Cheeto Puffs. They didn't give him a plate. He went on about his business. A week or so later, they then had a pizza party. So it appears to be everything is gravy. That's what happened. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, then it might have been staged because down south, usually people are very hospitable, regardless of color. People won't deny you food. they may not exactly like you, but I don't think they'll deny you food. So I don't know if it is. It sounds like it was staged, and it was created.
They gave him 2 bags of Cheeto Puffs, so he was denied a plate. They had just finished grilling. They gave him 2 bags of Cheeto Puffs. Man, they did him dirty. If you ask me, they did him dirty. Did him dirty.
Well, yeah, it looks like it's done dirty, but now, Star, you got Adrian Broner and the kid Dean. They're doing doing anything for clicks. They're doing anything for clicks. So I don't know what to believe or not to believe.
Okay.
It's no holds barred in the streaming world on internet. So, but www.accuracysmokes.com.
Yes, sir.
One of the best cigars in the market, 100% Dominican, straight out of Camarillo, Santiago. Liked by yours truly. Thank you, Star. I appreciate you. I appreciate the show.
Thank you.
And have a great day.
Yes,
Salute.
sir.
Thank
Respect.
you, sir.
Respect. Okay. Guys, that's one of my sponsors. If you want to be a sponsor, reach out via email. We always send you analytics. One more time. 770. Can you hear me? Good afternoon.
Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir. Please watch the language. Okay, you have the floor. Go ahead.
That's my fault, God. Yeah, sorry about earlier. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Take your time. Go ahead.
Yeah, but like I was saying earlier, tennis is an overtly racist sport, and even if she was trying to be, low key about it, maybe you know how it goes. No matter how far.
Sir, I don't remember your call. Respectfully, can you?
Always
Sir, I don't remember your call. You're saying, with regards to Naomi Osaka, tennis is racist, and she had the right to have the party. If I understand you correctly.
Not so much as the right. I'm not saying she had the right. I'm saying the all-black exclusive party dinner fiasco was somewhat her nigger wake-up call.
Okay. Please watch the language, sir. It's too early. Too early. Please.
I apologize. It was her chin wake-up call.
Okay.
What you got to remember is, no matter how high up you go in this society, no matter how much money you make, they will remind you. You ain't nothing but a chin. They will remind you of that. And as we all know, tennis, U.S. Open, French Open, Australia Open, Diddy's Open, it doesn't matter. They will remind you. Now let's switch gears and let's get over to that hog eating, collard green eating Bart Simpson down there in Nashville, Tennessee.
Let's get you up out of here. Why do you have to attack the little boy? Sheesh.
Well, a lot of people are calling it modern slavery. Does that feel right?
I was just about to say that's slavery. That's slavery. You took away the whips, but you put the paperwork. Took away the masters and you put them in uniform. Same difference.
It kind of appears that there is a coordinated system in order to protect the labor that's created by the prison system.
Walk into a McDonald's in Alabama, and the worker flipping your McDouble could be an incarcerated person.
It's a sad situation, a way they getting rich off us.
The Alabama Department of Corrections farms out incarcerated people to work at hundreds of private companies and government agencies across the state.
McDonald's, Burger King, Golden Corral, Wendy's. They got a Wendy's contract right now. State Trooper's office.
They'll send everybody everywhere.
They'll send you everywhere. Yes, the parole office.
And even though ADOC trusts these incarcerated people to leave prison every day and work alongside the general public, many of them are still denied the chance at real freedom.
I work for y'all, but when I come up for parole, you deny me. Why would you deny me? Because you're getting free service.
This is a story about corporations and the state of Alabama exploiting prison labor and the coercive policies they use to keep its citizens trapped in servitude.
It doesn't work. It's a terrible system.
If you're wondering how any of this is even legal, well, it might not be. That's what we went to Alabama to figure out.
So yeah, could you just describe how long you worked here? And
I was here 18 months. I ran their kitchen by myself. From 8 to 5 every Tuesday through Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like hard work.
It was.
Elizabeth Thomas was in the Alabama Work Release Program for 5 of her 15 years in prison.
So they had a combination of incarcerated people and free world people?
Yes.
Did you feel like there was a difference how they treated?
Oh, most definitely. We work longer hours.
Make the work release work over or work extra days. Don't want to give you off days. Like, no, I got to eat my health. I have to get rest. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a machine. But that's how they look at you, like.
This is Quincy Sanders. During his nearly 17 years in prison, he worked at several restaurants, a lumber yard, and McDonald's.
Like, working a real job and trying to stay being incarcerated is a very hard experience. You have to be mind strong, really.
Alabama has one of the most overcrowded and deadly prison systems in the United States. Even the Justice Department found conditions there to be unconstitutional. In 2023, almost a person a day died in Alabama prisons, which is almost 5 times the national average.
Or they might get beat to death. People beating folks with sticks. They breaking broomsticks, making little billy clubs. People in there stabbing each other.
I want to jump in here. Lord Stryker, I got your comment on the screen. Thank you for being a member. We're not talking about, stop doing crimes. People get caught up, sometimes innocent people. What we're talking about here with this sweat equity in this video that I'm playing right now, the untold story of Alabama's incarcerated workers, is the fact that once they get you in there, they find ways to keep you in there. That's the issue. Yes, no? They find ways to keep you. That's the illegal part. Sheesh.
People in there doing drugs. People in there almost about to die. They're not giving you no nursing assistance. The nurse probably get there. You probably be dead.
But ADOC offers people in prison with nonviolent misdemeanor convictions a potentially life-saving deal. If they join the work release program, they get to live in special facilities that are generally much less dangerous than regular prisons. They spend their days working in the free world without prison supervision, and they can earn 72-hour passes to visit their families.
Let me stop that right there. Hold on a second, guys. Peace, the Most High. Is that you, sir, tapping in Friday afternoon?
Star, peace.
Peace. How are you, man? It's cracking.
Everything good. So, real quick, I'm always gonna where it's applicable.
Okay.
I'm always going to push back against the against Black Americans or Black people anywhere in the world being the face of criminality.
Okay.
So, what people deem as criminal and what Black people are usually depicted as, in terms of crime, in terms of poor behavior, whatever the case is, mischief, is always the extreme. The majority of people, well, not the majority, but some people, again, you're not even going to come close to an area or scenario or people that are going to put you in harm's way or exhibit the behavior to make you frown upon somebody Black. And the odds are you're not going to, if you live in a certain area, you're not going to see open air drug dealing. Right. You're not going to see quality of life crimes, dudes smoking, drinking, right, stuff like that. If you don't live in that area, you're not going to see that. If it's not in your sight of view or vision, right, on a daily basis, it's not in your immediate environment. Why does it bother you that much? Why would it bother? If you're looking at social media and you see, dudes cooning, or them young chicks in Wendy's or whatever acting a fool, yeah, that looks bad. Of course it looks bad. We all know that, right? There's no excusing that. But at the end of the day, when you frown and shake your head and you make all sorts of comments about, oh, this is, and you start stereotyping or whatever, my thing is this, right? Theft is, if I pull a gun to your head or if I pick your pocket or whatever, I'm a thief, correct?
Right.
Okay, cool. So people in a suit that know how to finesse, or people that have the know-how and the knowledge that know how to finesse the financial system, they can have a business and be predatory lenders. That in and of itself, people call that theft. When you loan somebody a certain amount of money and you put wild interest rates on them and there's no real regulation or no regulatory body over that. That is theft at the highest level. People are losing their house.
White collar crimes. White collar crimes.
Right. So white collar crime. So and the white collar crime has been broadened over the years because there's more. They've created more opportunities to take from people. They're taking people's homes. They're taking people's property, their land deeds, all that, whether it be eminent domain or let's take criminality to another level. For the last 6 months, and the first person I heard bring this to light on social media, believe it or not, was Hassan Campbell. Okay. Right? So I heard about this about 1.5 years, 2 years ago. So if I was late a year...
Well, he's not the first, with all due respect, but go ahead.
The one that I saw first, bring it to light and on social media, right? So if water supply, if land is being taken over to put up these data centers and the water supplies, fresh water supplies all across the country are being depleted by these data centers opening up, and then people are also being charged for the extra energy being used and probably the water being used as well that they're not even consuming. So citizens of any town or whatever the case is are literally paying the cost, and whether it be collateral damage or literally out of their pockets for what's being put up. Okay. So that in and of it, you're destroying nature, the most essential thing we have on the most essential resources we have is air, water, things of that nature, or nature in general, period. If that's being compromised, if that's being contaminated, is that not criminality at the highest level? You worrying about some YNs in a shiesty with cornbraids and whatever, with a blunt hanging out his mouth and his pants hanging down. If you don't live in them areas and if you're not watching that on the news, that's not affecting you. But you turn on that tap and you live in the right region. You turn on that tap and ain't no water coming out of there, or your water is brown. Now, is that not criminality?
Let me jump in for a second, the Most High. I agree with everything you've said. But, the dominant society, the mainstream news, if you will, for decades have been exploiting the lower tier, blacks, Hispanics, and what have you. So they are going to continue doing that because it makes for great news, in their opinion, the propaganda, and it drives a cycle of fear. You're right. There's different crimes for different cultures, neighborhoods, communities, so on and so forth. But it doesn't have the same effect, if you will. So with regards to the video that I just played that we've discussed before, I'm concerned that they're finding ways to keep people in the penitentiary that's illegal, to make them work longer to become sweat equity. Can we finish up on that?
I agree with you. My thing is that all this super hard work is reminiscent of what a slave camp is, or plantations. I've heard deep in Texas, they have the same type of situation going on down there, and it's probably par for the course in the South in general, or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, Star, all this, you're right, it is a cycle, and this is what they, again, if a young dude or a man is looking for a job, let's say, right, and he's like, you know what, Amazon is hiring, let me go work at Amazon. Right. If that person made an honest attempt to make an honest living legally or whatever the case, now they get to Amazon and they find out, and these are testimonials. I've spoke to Amazon workers. There's plenty of testimonials by former employees or current employees about the craziness going on there. But we're talking about AI and robotics taking over these people's jobs now. So there's going to be less jobs. So let's stop pretending like the quote unquote future isn't here already, and robotics and quote unquote technology, which everybody celebrates as, great human breakthroughs and intelligence and moving forward. All that's doing is putting the human population in further deficit. We're not just talking about black dudes either. We're talking about, let's say, white dudes who are, master mechanics, and being that the cars are now being made more computerized and then more exclusive in terms of who's going to be able to service these cars. Now it's looking like actual skilled workers, no matter what the race, are being pushed out. So it's not a black thing. So what's going to happen? People are going to gravitate towards criminality. Unfortunately, it's a system being set up where now you have to throw all the races in there because jobs are becoming scarce, and the basic resources that we are entitled to as human beings are being threatened. What do you think? There's nothing about this society, or there's very little about this society, let me say that is going to produce right-minded, positive thinking people, and people who are going to behave according to what we would deem to be just, right, and exact, and blending into society and continuing a cohesive,
okay,
you know what I'm saying, like cohesive behaviors and stuff like that.
With you.
So that's my thing. I'm really tired of, without getting on the soapbox and I land my plane, I always appreciate you allowing me to speak. Yes, my thing is, across the board, where we going as a people, as a society, we're always, the greatest power is influence, correct? Right. So we're influenced. If we're influenced by what we see on social media, on the tube, or by other, behaviors that would be normally deemed as unacceptable, instead of the majority of the people not focusing on it, people look at it again. They repost it, they're sharing it, they're making commentary on it. Oh, look at him, look at this one, look at that one, look at that one. And at the end of the day, it becomes so part of the regular routine within your life, you're not even paying attention to the fact that literally everything going on around you is deteriorating, and you're not making a change. You're just making commentary and pointing the finger. Look at this one and look at that one, and you're not doing anything positive to help change that. And you just can't always say, "Well, go get a job." If the jobs are not able to carry the cost of living, which is increasing in definitely in every big city, but across the world, then now what do you do?
Truth.